this annoys me so much. Like when we start getting onto defense, when we saw the breakout of the war with Ukraine and Russia, everyone stopped everything. For the first time, we weren't talking about COVID. We were talking about Russia, Ukraine. And everyone's like, Joel, what do you think? And I said, we're irrelevant. We are fundamentally, in the words of Jammal, we are a one-shot military. We're too small. We don't pack a punch. We don't have the equipment we need. We might have a handful of great aeroplanes, but that's it. We don't have a big enough force in any way. And it really makes me angry because it's... Tell me. Yeah.
Channel 7 did a wonderful piece on Australia's Defence Forces. And there's a $1 billion plane.
Mm.
You know, we've got good aeroplanes taking off, right? And he had a drone.
Mm.
He sent the drone over to say g'day to the aeroplane. And there was a naval ship.
Yeah.
He sent the drone over to say g'day to the naval ship.
Yeah.
Well, if the drone carried explosives, there'd be no error. $1 billion airplane,
$1 billion airplane
would have vanished. There's no, I mean, but it just showed the total ridiculous nature of there's no defence force at all.
If you don't laugh, you're going to cry, basically. Like, I just... So we got the fuel problem. We don't have any deminers for our ports. If our ports get mined, we'd be relying on either the Yanks or the Poms.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I was listening to a great conversation between John Anderson, former Deputy Prime Minister, and the head of ASIO, what's his name? Bold guy. Anyways, he was saying Australia needs to get our crap together with defence. For example, we just sold off, this is what he said, we just sold off our last demining ship. So if the port of Newcastle or whatever got mined, we're stuffed. So not only do we not have diesel fuel,
biggest coal port in the world, Newcastle.
Right, I didn't know that.
You will destroy the coal industry in New South Wales immediately.
Bob, this is why people think we're an occupied country. Like, you just cannot reckon with the stupidity of the fact that we've only got like 2 weeks worth of diesel. If all of our ships get destroyed, we have no merchant fleet bringing fuel into Australia. It all goes through the that strait near Singapore. I forgot the name of the strait, but all of our oil comes through there. If they start getting picked off by the Chinese or whoever, the submarines, we have 2 weeks left. If news broke out today, there would be a rush on petrol from the military, from the Australian people, and I remarked to a friend of mine that was on this podcast, Warwick Stacey, he's the former One Nation senator for New South Wales, who resigned. I remarked to him, well, we'd have to go back to drawing things by horse and cart because we wouldn't have the fuel for trucks and everything. And he said to me, Joel, we wouldn't even have the horses. We wouldn't even have the ability to do the horse and cart like we used to. I mean, I don't know why we're not seeing any of this in the news. My alarm bells are going off. We no longer have a book for how to prepare for war. Sorry for talking so much about this, Bob, but I really am passionate about our wartime readiness in this country. We really aren't ready at all.
Joel, I was laid up for 6 weeks at, minor operation of no consequence. But I just was laid up for 6 weeks. And, our thrust has been, with our little political party, was to take balance of power in North Queensland and break North Queensland away. Build a fortress in North Queensland, right, and sally forth from the fortress. I don't think time is on our side anymore. And also, I have brilliant communication stuff. I got 2 ladies, and one won the prize for advertising for Australia.
Yeah.
The other one did that pigs thing that Wilkie and Lottie. It's still reverberating. Oh, it was stupid.
Yeah.
Wilkie thought it was. But that day, Woolworths wet their pants and bought down 401 items in price.
Yeah.
Every single political party in the federal parliament announced that they've always been for, divestment, right? And we're moving legislation for divestment. None of them did, but all the same, I'm just saying we can shake them up. That weapon that gives me 1 million hits regularly on the internet, I think that has got to be weaponized to go into the selection. The gum trees have had enough.
Yeah.
We're moving. And organisations like yourself are absolutely critical here. Don't underestimate. Now, if we run a person in every seat in Queensland, my profile at the present moment goes on every single out-of-vote card. We run 25 or 30 seats, federal seats. We've got to get people to do it. And they've got to put core flutes up and get out-of-vote cards handed out. And, we should get a senator out of that, which is not very big bet. We might even get lucky and win 1 or 2 federal seats in Parliament. But Di Lee, she refers to the awesome foursome, and I hadn't thought about it before, but yes, Di sees the world the same way as I do, where I'm talking about Bradfield and putting 20,000 farms into North Queensland.
Yeah.
She's talking about restoring the underwear industry, which employed 5,000 people in her electorate, and in Kevin Rudd's electorate, actually, was the other one in Brisbane.
Yeah.
When I heard that bonds were moving overseas, every man for himself, I bought 40 changes of underwear as quick as I could.
Yeah.
Now let me just go back to the gum trees. What do they say? The gum trees say every boy, when he turns 14, is given a combat rifle and trained how to use it.
Yeah.
It then lives in the school armoury. Later on, when he leaves school, in the town armoury. So now, over a period of 10 or 15 years, you've got 7 million combat rifles distributed in 70,000 sites throughout Australia.
Yeah.
So if you come here and try to confiscate those weapons, forget about it.
Yes.
Not even China can do that one. That's the guerrilla army.
Can I just say, Bob, to bring people back to a time when we actually did that. My audience know this, but I went to the King's School in North Parramatta. Every boy that went through that school from years 8 to year 12 knows how to shoot. Now, that is something that is gone. That school was founded in 1886, I think it was, 1885. And we had to do cadet corps. That's where these swords come from. These swords are from the cadet unit. So King's School has the largest cadet unit in Australia. I think it's something like 600 to 800 cadets. And so
for our listening audience, if he had a sword, he was a commander of the cadets.
I wasn't the top. I was the cadet under officer, so I was in charge of a platoon of about 30 boys. I had a sergeant. I had 3 corporals, a lance corporal, a signaller.
I was also an under officer.
Oh, okay. There you go. If I can just take 20 seconds of your time, I apologise for interrupting this clip. If you'd like to support Turning Point Australia and what we're doing to help keep the lights on and keep the work going moving forward, please check out our website at tpaust.com.au. We've got a range of merchandise, whether it's the Make Australia Great Again hat, whether it's the other shirts that we have, or the educational maps that we have. Please go and support. If you don't want to buy any merch, that's fine. You can also support us by buying us a coffee and becoming a regular subscriber for as little as $4 a month. I'll let you guys get back to it. Thank you so much. And we all at some point, and there was probably about 20 to 30 platoons, and Singleton Army Rangers, where once a year we'd all go for a week. We'd be given nothing but a map and a compass, no GPS, and you got no teachers. And you go up and down, through leeches, through valleys, and just work it out with some ration packs. And it was the best thing that I thought a young man needs growing up. And we learnt how to shoot as well. And so I'm an excellent shot now. And what I didn't know, and again, people listening to this, Bob, they're probably thinking that's a little bit radical, maybe what if you cut yourself and whatever. That's not even radical. When I was at school, our deputy headmaster also went to King's about 40, 50 years ago, and he told us what you're saying. We used to take the guns with us home.
That's correct.
From the school.
That's correct.
They used to march. So when we do our, it's called the Passing Out Parade, once a year. It's in about June. at King's. It's amazing. We don't march with guns. They used to march with the guns over their shoulders.
Wow. Now they send you home to play Call of Duty.
The day boys at my boarding school where I went, they had to take them home to clean and oil them, ready for the next day when we were doing training. But
Yes.
when I'm on their bicycles, it's a
Yeah.
303.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a really heavy caliber, serious killing machine.
That'd throw you off. Yeah.
But when I said every kid should have a rifle, I had a bit of a slack period for publicity. I would sort of stir them up, attacking me from coming down. But no one did. Everyone was agreeing with me.
Yeah.
As a way of promoting, it was a damn squib. Everyone. But I was quite amazed, really.
Yes.
And I think there are a lot of people now getting scared,
Yeah.
even the wokey, brigade, even they get getting a bit toey about things. But I was amazed that everyone left me alone. But let me just put to you, if you, and, I have some rage in my soul, but, if I had the ability, the head of the armed forces, I would have him committed to jail for 7 years, probably his wife too, right? But I'm not going to say who it is. Right?
Sure.
But let's just say things that he did resulted in the purchase of 15 patrol boats at a cost of $40,000 million. Each patrol boat has a machine gun. Now, you and I both know that in a platoon, there are 23 machine guns. You and I both were platoon commanders, and in a platoon, there are 23 machine guns. I had an Owen gun, the Ford Scout and Second Scout had an Owen gun, and there was general purpose machine gun, and another 2 Owen guns in the platoon. So, just in my little platoon, there were like 17 machine guns. Well, we paid $40,000 million to buy 15 machine guns or 14 machine guns. The bloke should be put in jail if he was responsible for the decision.
Well, Bob, there's something to be said about that, because I don't know if it's because maybe we both had a bit of a taste of cadets in the military. And again, I didn't do that much. It was very basic training compared to the what the actual Sam Bamfords and the military guys do in Afghanistan and whatever. But it makes me so angry, because I think maybe as a bloke, maybe as someone that understands force and power and asserting, if we don't get this right, then we are going to be at the mercies of other countries' capital cities, not our own. And when I hear stories about the submarines not being able to submerge, or the tanks that we just ordered not being able to drive through water. We had a guest tell us about these tanks that are parked near Canberra. They're not even able to drive through water. They just stop working. They turn off. And when we hear about what's going on with the fact that I think the Taliban has more Apache helicopters in Australia or something crazy like that, or even the fact that our Navy, the new submarines we're going to get.
No, we're going to get them, by the way, for 23 years now.
Yeah.
Around about every 3 years we announce the submarine contract, but no submarines.
Yeah, and what's crazy to me is before World War One, we had the opportunity to actually put an order in for military, a second-tier Navy. So the Parliament, both bipartisanly, they agreed on the terms. Within a few years, 5 years, they had a Tier 2 Navy arrive in Australia a year before the breakout of World War One. That's my understanding. These submarines aren't going to arrive here from the time that that we put the order in and then they arrive. It's like 25 years. And what's crazy, that is the duration from the start of World War One to the end of World War Two.
Wow.
Just so people understand how chaos. Like Bob, I am incensed by this. I am incensed.
Yeah, now let me paint a picture for you, right? The gum trees take over Australia, right? So I'm one of the decision makers, right? We immediately make a decision to build 7 patrol boats a year, right? So within 10 years, we've got 70 patrol boats. Those patrol boats have missile capacity and interception capacity. You don't need a big frigate or destroyer and everything, to carry missiles. But 80 patrol boats. Now, they're concentrated in the northern half of Australia. That means that 40 of them can be put together immediately, hurling missiles, every few minutes. Not for a long time, because you can't carry a lot of missiles, but for a fair while. And so that is your fortress wall. And ever since man has been man, he has built a protective barrier. Whether it was thorn bushes put in a heap, or whether it was a fire at the mouth of the cave, or whether it was the walls of Constantinople, the giant fortress walls of the Knights of St. John on Malta.
Yes. Yes.
He's built a fortress wall. Now, fortress wall today is a wall of missiles. So there's your fortress wall of missiles. Now, any invading force will make it through that missiles. Then you have an army 3 times current size. And as the Ukraine, it's been very interesting. I spoke to one of the senior your appointees in the army, and I was very pleased to say, so what's the lessons of the Ukraine? He said artillery. And I said, very pleased to hear you say that, because I would have been critical if you didn't say that. We all thought it'd be missiles. Well, it's not. Missiles are apparently too expensive. So they're hurling 10,000 artillery shells at each other every day. Every day, 10,000. We wouldn't have 1,000 artillery shells.
We can't make anything.
Australia.
Can't make it.
So we have, and I quite literally believe it needs to be 400, maybe 800 artillery pieces, and 10,000 rounds, with each artillery piece. But then factories, and you don't need one factory, you need about 3 or 4 factories to turn those pieces out. And a bit of comic humour. There are people in the army that agree with that point of view, so they called expressions of interest, and a certain firm won the tender. So they gave this firm $40 million to build a factory for the ammunition for the artillery. And then they gave the bloke no orders. It'd some incredible stupidity. They give the contract to a company, a French company in Victoria. Well, there's nothing against to going to Victoria, but so he's left with $50 million, which the government's put $20 million in, and he's got no orders. And that's like the decision on the patrol boats. What in hell's name did you spend every single cent we have to improve our armed forces, and you spend it on some patrol boats, go and have a look at them, and possibly go fishing for a weekend, because that's all they're really good for. Now, I just want to come back to, you get 80 or 100 patrol boats with missile capacity, interception capacity. I wouldn't be real keen trying to get through that, even if I was bloody China or, God help us, America.
Thank you so much for watching the show. I hope you enjoyed this particular clip. If you want to support this show and keep the lights on and support everything we're doing at Turning Point Australia, please head to tpaust.com.au, where we've got hats, we've got shirts, we've got maps. And if you don't want to buy any merch, that's perfectly fine. If you want to just buy maybe a cup of coffee a month, for as little as $4 a month, you can help us get a small, long black to actually support the show and actually keep things going. Thank you guys so much for your support. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you later.